But it turns out CEOs' jobs are to find things that are wrong. And that's why it's 99% tough, because your mission is to really find what's broken and try to fix it, not frankly compliment people on how great they're doing in the stuff that isn't broken.
Right.
And I always tell that to my, the people that I've managed is, I'm not going to tell you what a great job you're doing, because that's not my job. My job is to find where things are broken and fix them.
And this is something that people don't get, because on an interpersonal basis, it's very hard to have interactions with your leader be, hey, I did 9 out of 10 things right. And you're talking to me about the thing, I burnt the scallops, but everything else was delicious.
Right.
And you're trying to explain to my CEO, if you burn the scallops, they're never coming back to the restaurant again, and they're going to write a 1-star review. We have to get that right. How do you deal with that on an emotional basis, people? In other words, keeping people motivated while still being critical of their performance?
Yeah, it changes as the companies get larger. When I joined NetSuite, we had 50 people, so I knew the usual. You know everybody. You can reach out and touch the frontline sales guy. You don't have to go through management and all that. And as we got bigger, when I would reach out and touch the frontline sales guy to find out what was going on in a deal or why we lost, everybody would lose their mind, because I jumped the chain of command.
Right.
I was getting the unvarnished message, number one, and the poor guy on the front line was terrified because the CEO was calling them. So, you really have to change your style you're told to change your style as the company grows.
So here we go. The philosophy is to change your style, but is in fact that philosophy right?
I think it's right in some places. I think, when you're in I was always sort of a startup CEO when I was a CEO, and so your hair's always on fire.
Right.
And that's probably, you don't want your hair always on fire when you have a 5,000 person company and grabbing this guy and that guy to find out what's going on. So some of it's right. That said, my experience has been when you go through the chain of command, you're not getting the data you need to make a decision and find out what's broken, because it gets. Why? I don't think anybody ever really wants to tell the CEO the truth.
Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe the CEOs can't handle the truth. Maybe that's what they think. But that was always my frustration as the company got larger. It was more difficult for me to reach out to the front line to find out. And I wasn't trying to do it to put anybody, through the ringer. I wanted to know what was going on at the coalface.
But there is this perception that if a CEO goes 2 levels down, 3 levels down, and talks to a private who's answering the customer support line, well, why didn't you just ask their manager's manager?
Right.
They would have told you.
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't understand
In
that.
A couple of weeks, they would have told you. And that was the other thing. You also, there's a sense
the time
of urgency.
delay.
Yeah, as they find it out and massage it and whatever. So, but ultimately, that's why people say, companies are all about the people you have around you, so you can trust them not to, worry about you skipping levels occasionally or to give you the straight scoop when you need it. But I think that's the toughest job from CEOs, is really getting sort of unvarnished truth.
Right. So there's this idea
versus a startup where you're in the battle.
Well, when there's only 50 people and it's 2 or 3 open pits of people, it's kind of hard for anybody.
You walk out, every sales guy. You walk out on the floor and what's going on, and then you're 5,000 people and you don't know everybody.
But there is a philosophy that we're told as CEOs to, hey, the chain of command will tell you things, and you have to delegate and let people do their best work and be surprised by how ingenious they are. But the truth is, if you look at a lot of the CEOs who've actually built these companies, in reality, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Larry Ellison, you can go right down the line, would get in the weeds. They'd get in the thick of it. They would confront people about the problems, and it got uncomfortable.
Earlier,
Business has to be uncomfortable at times, and people don't want it to be. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, as we said, as a CEO, you want to find the problems, and it's easier to find the problems when you're in the weeds than not in the weeds. And I think one of the interesting things I did take away from my experience with Larry was when I was at Oracle. It was, it was a $1 billion company then. He looked at every resume of everyone that was hired, and I'm like, wow, that's really, but that was basically the last thing I did. I never gave that up, looking at the resumes of the people we were hiring. Just to see that we were bringing in what I thought were the right people. And so there are ways that you can get into the weeds as the companies get larger without, blowing through all of the organizational structure. So those are the things you have to look for, I think.
Hey everybody, you know how much I love Wistia. You know how much I love having control of my videos and how they're presented, and the ability to grow our mailing list at This Week in Startups. So when you go to thisweekinstartups.com, you're going to see we use a product called Wistia, Wistia, Wistia.com. Go to Wistia.com/twist, and you'll get a free account, and you'll start hosting videos in minutes. Now, why is this so important? It's so important because you need to control in a business setting or in your podcast setting, you want to control the experience when people watch your video. You don't want wacky annotations, all kinds of ads layered onto it, cruft, garbage. And you certainly don't want your competitors' videos coming up and suggestions all around it. You want to control your experience and have a beautiful, clean experience that allows you to do high-end marketing techniques like put videos behind a paywall or a password, and to get people to sign up with an email and give them that prompt, hey, want to get the next episode, come to the Launch Festival free, put your email in. Hey, want to get a white paper? They have over 330,000 using Wistia now. When they started on This Week in Startups, just like 2 or 3 years ago, they only had 50,000. So this company is growing amazingly. I mean, I wish I could be an investor in it. They are crushing it. And you get great analytics, trends, viewer streams. You can really see like, oh, people are rewinding the video and watching this section twice. I always find that fascinating. And as I said, it's super easy to use. You have tons of support. And one of the things they do great, and listen, you can go look at this for free. On their blog, they explain how to use microphones, how to use cameras, how to edit, how to make great content. All because they know that if you're coming from a business situation, you may not have made video before, but your consumers are demanding video and they want video on a regular basis. Video is the best way to communicate. You're hearing my voice. You're seeing me on thisweekinstartups.com. You want to watch videos when you come look at a product, service, or any website. You look for the video first, and Wistia is going to help you make and serve those great videos. They integrate with all the major email and marketing automation tools. Clients include MailChimp, Moz, HubSpot, Zendesk, Herman Miller, Sam Adams, and of course, This Week in Startups and Launch. We love it, and get their guides to build using the right microphones and lighting and setup and all that kind of stuff. It's really great hacks. Wistia.com/twist. I love this product. Go use it. Okay, let's get back to the program.